In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Hello everybody, yeah, let's just get on with it, shall we? Let's just get on with this stream. Let's forget about the intro music. Let's make it 2 minutes long and let's just crack on with this emergency stream. Yes, it's an emergency stream because this morning, like everybody that wakes up really, really early like myself and don't watch any football whatsoever the night before, we wake up to the news that Kevin had a problem in his shoulder. He was not fit. The last game, the last minute, he fell down in a bad position and had a problem in his back. Don't know how long, hopefully not much. I don't know right now if he'll be fit for Sunday. The reason why I do these impromptu, and this is the most impromptu stream so far this season, is that you guys are exactly in the same position as me. You guys feel exactly the same as me. I don't want to hear any crap that you don't feel the same as me because it's the truth. I cannot believe that this news, when I woke up this morning and I saw this, I just cannot believe. In fact, I'll tell you the truth actually. I'll tell you exactly what happened this morning. It wasn't actually on Twitter. It was actually on the official page itself. When I can't even remember why oh, that's right, because I was listening to Planet FPL this morning and they were talking about potentially bringing in Otamendi. And I thought, I wonder how much Otamendi is. And I went to check how much Otamendi was. I went on the screen, obviously it pops up with this, and I just saw that. And I went, huh? What's Kevin De Bruyne a yellow flag for? What? And then I click on it, and it says he's got a shoulder problem, 75% chance of playing. And then I go on Discord this morning and I just ask the simple question, is this an FA Cup injury, meaning that, you know, he's just being rested? And I find out, no, he did it on Sunday in the Carabao Cup at some point. And I did jest in the Discord. I'm like, well, at least we're on the same boat. But I just think it's something to... I nearly swore then. It's something to talk about. I was expecting legitimately just to come in from the gym and just do whatever I wanted to do today, go to bed, wake up tomorrow morning and watch Jason's stream. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to watch Jason's stream, see what he's predicting for the double game week games, see what he's potentially doing, see what others are potentially doing in the double game week. Done. No, not anymore. It's just... I'm fully aware I'm in the same boat as everybody. I was going into this double game week thinking, you know what? After yesterday's stream with Vince Chapman and Aussie Boy, I thought, I'm actually pretty comfortable going in this double game week. And you know what? For a laugh, I think I will just probably, if I do find out about whether Mane or Salah do get benched against Bournemouth, I will do Sterling in and I'll probably captain him. Legitimately. Absolutely straight up. I think, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. He'll probably get me a minimum of 2 appearance points. So that's 8 points. Happy days. You know, it's better than nothing. That's what my plan was. Now, with Kevin De Bruyne out, looking like he's going to be out for Sunday. We don't know. There's no official news or anything like this. Once again, I'm no journalist. I'm just somebody like you guys that are waking up. Whether you're waking up now, whether you're like people like Kev or whoever that are across the world, Armand Dillon, that are across the borders, that have been aware of this news for hours. I haven't. It was only a couple of hours ago that I found this out. It just blows my mind. It really, really does. And you just think, double game weeks, what an absolute waste. I can't even think off the top of my head. I really mean this. I cannot think of a double game week that's actually ever gone all right off the top of my head. You know, we've had, when Jason last year triple captain Aguero in, here we go, double game week 25. But he only played 1 match, albeit he got a hat-trick, which is absolutely amazing. Other than that, I really cannot think of it. Maybe this season with the double game week with Liverpool. But the thing is, it's like everybody owns the same assets. This is my point. I know everybody owns Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know what, in fact, let's just quickly find out what his actual ownership is. I'm assuming it's like 50. It's probably gone down now due to sales. But I just want to quickly remind myself of 50%. 50% of the game own Kevin De Bruyne. And we're all like half the game in the same boat. And let's just say of that 50%, I would probably argue that of serious players, 40%. So let's just say 40% of the game that are serious players like us are, just a minute. Yeah, that serious players will have Kevin De Bruyne. The majority of people, my basic understanding is that they had a combination of Kevin De Bruyne along with Aubameyang and someone else. I saw FPL Defender this morning. Do you know what? I'm going to see if I can bring it up. If no one knows, FPL Defender is a member of our Discord community. And I want to bring up a tweet that he sent out this morning, although I bet you £1,000,000 I will not be able to find it. Let's hopefully see if I can find it, and of course I won't be able to. I don't even know his name on Twitter. I apologise, but yeah, he was put up a team of hits. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just put it in team screenshots. To be honest with you, it'd be a lot more easier for me to find. But he put up on Twitter something about, this is my double game week team. He had Sterling, Mahrez, Aubameyang captain, Sterling vice captain, and he also had who the hell was it? Someone else. Here it is. Right, brilliant. I can screenshot this, and what I'm going to do is I'll put it up on Discord now so everybody can see. And I don't know if he's done this specifically for the fact that Kevin De Bruyne is injured. FPL Defender, if anybody knows FPL Defender, please let me know. Because I'd like to find out if he's specifically doing this because of the news regarding the Kevin De Bruyne probability that he will not be playing during this double game week. But I just feel sorry. If admittedly he doesn't own Kevin De Bruyne, but very, very lucky indeed if he didn't own Kevin De Bruyne and he's gone with this team. Now, based on his history, here we go, his history, I think that he's probably taken a bit of a hit. He did say, here we go, this is up on screen right now. So this is FPL Defenders team. Mahrez, double game week player-wise, Saka, Mahrez, Sterling and Aubameyang as captain. And if I just quickly look through the tweets for a second to find out specifically what's been said, he basically said, let's get this double game week going. Davey P was asking how many hits he's taken, and well, he's just replied with, it doesn't matter. Well, going on his history, I think he's probably taken about a minus 300. But no, he's probably taken like a minus 8 or a minus 12, possibly. I don't have a clue. I don't know what to do now. I don't know whether to flame and get rid of Kevin De Bruyne, whether I just stick with him, and whether I mean, I don't know whether to literally wait till 25 minutes past 11 Saturday, find out what the Liverpool team news is, and if Salah or Mane aren't playing, do I just go, you know what, let's bite the bullet and let's just keep Kevin De Bruyne because he may play against Arsenal, but let's just bring in Sterling for the sake of it? Do we bring in Mahrez? Do we bring in David Silva? It depends how much faith you've got with the two fixtures versus Man United and Arsenal. In my case, if you didn't see the stream yesterday, my predictions, and this is why I do the predictions, is because it just gives me a general thought process of what people are thinking regarding, are these teams going to get a clean sheet? Is it going to be a high scoring game? Maybe we may want to captain a particular player in that individual fixture, i.e. Vince Chapman yesterday talking about Jota. He was thinking 3-0, maybe even 4-0. Aussie Boy was thinking 2-0. So they're both kind of expecting like a clean sheet from Wolves. I'm thinking like a closer game. I'm thinking 2-1, something like that. But it's not it's borrowing the point. But including these double game week teams, so in Man City's case, I think Man City, of the two games versus Man U and Arsenal, they've got a high chance of keeping at least one clean sheet. Aussie Boy, he's thinking that they'll concede in both games, but he does think they're going to win both games, and Vince Chapman thinks they're going to keep a clean sheet against Arsenal. So really, out of the three of us, we believe that they're going to keep a clean sheet one out of the two fixtures. So I was thinking, you know what, let's see if I could potentially bring in a defender, but now it's just, I don't know. I don't have a flaming clue. Let's just see who's in chat. Let's just say, well, not hello to a few people. Let's just see if anybody has anything of interest to say. Good morning, Samajit, Armand Dillon, Jordi, Kev's here, Lewis Kirkby. I haven't got a clue why I'm awake at this ungodly hour. Blimey, I've normally done everything by now. I'm normally getting ready for bed for the following day. Godwin Affer, no Kevin De Bruyne a lot. This game week is pointless to me. It was funny because I was listening to FPL Dave. If nobody knows FPL Dave's content, I highly recommend you go check it out, because you know what? For a stream, in his case, he predominantly does all his stuff on Twitch. I think he just basically uploads it onto YouTube the following day or whatever. But his stuff is excellent for like a relaxing, it's like a, how can I explain this? It's like FPL Dave along with, I think his name's James, I'm sure it's James, his regular host, co-host James, will join him, and it's just two guys that know their stuff about fantasy football, but it's not like this throwing it in your face statistics wise, and you should be getting this player because of these statistics, all this nonsense. They actually just have a conversation, and it's just a bit of fun. It's just a laugh, and I do genuinely highly recommend people tune into this guy. But funny enough, Dave was actually making the point that you never know, Kevin De Bruyne may get injured in the man, because they were talking about options, whether they go with Kevin De Bruyne or Aubameyang as captain. And Dave just went, I'll probably go with Aubameyang because he's safer to play the full 180 minutes across two games, whereas Kevin De Bruyne, you know, they may not want to risk him versus Real Madrid in 2 weeks' time. They may want to like think that, I mean, Dave made a funny point. He goes, you never know, he may, I don't wish it upon him, but he may get injured in Man United game. And I just thought, nope. And by the way, they streamed last night, so this news about Kevin De Bruyne clearly broke at some point this morning. I have no idea when, and he was just saying, imagine if he got injured during the Man United game. And I'm just thinking, It's already come out, and there's what do you call it? FPL Fantasy Football Scout put up. You know, the likelihood of Kevin De Bruyne playing from Pep Guardiola's seem to be quotes. It doesn't look like Kevin De Bruyne will play versus Man United, would you believe? Admittedly, of the two fixtures, that's probably the toughest, I would think, in my opinion. I think that versus Arsenal, I think it's a relatively easy game. And doesn't it make you laugh as well? Doesn't it make you laugh that Aguero, don't bother owning him for Premier League, but own him for if you play FPL, if you play some form of fantasy cup game. By the way, I'm being facetious here. Get Aguero in your team because he can score for fun. He scored in the final. He scored last night. You get him for your Premier League team. He does absolute nothing. Get that off my chest. I'm not bitter. So Geordie Kev saying I couldn't get a beep. I think you will when it comes to the deadline. It'd be fascinating to hear what you're going to be doing. Ooh, Fantasy Football Focus is saying that I think I might leave him on unless I feel more points are coming on from the bench. Summit Gushan, will Sterling play both games now? Not a clue, but I think it's worth going for a punt. He came on for four minutes last night for Aguero, funny enough. So I think that there's a chance. Ray Joyce, a lot to be said for keeping your transfer moves to the end of the week. Absolutely. I've got my free transfer, my one free transfer, Ray. Completely agree. Kev saying, Kevin De Bruyne, overall ownership 50% overall, but active players got to be 75 plus of that 50%. Yes. 80% thanks to Mr. Blue Nathan. 80% of the top 10,000 own Kevin De Bruyne. Be fascinating to see if they get rid. Dread FPL, if Kevin De Bruyne is out, City assets are less attractive. I don't know. I think I'd love to get a defender, and I really would mind just punting on a defender. I really wouldn't mind at all. Ray Joyce, Phil Foden. Phil Foden, maybe, but will he play both games? Will he play both games? Yushua Giri, I'm taking a hit on David Luiz. Jesus, no, useless. Keo Bakile, Steve-O, just sell Kevin De Bruyne. For who? Who am I going to bring in? Godwin, good on you. Let him know that we're talking about him. That's regarding FPL Dave, by the way. Godwin saying that he does listen to him. Yeah, like I said, I do like FPL Dave's stuff. Here comes the Xbox handle. XACWHD, Madison to Mahrez or Traore to Mahrez. Oh, I think, like Kev says, both are good moves, but probably ship Traore out. It's like I'm Traore out. Yeah, I'd probably get rid of him, but Madison's a complete waste of space, so maybe get rid of him to save money. Cameron, imagine if people don't have a free hit for Game Week 31. That would be your Game Week 31. What you mean, the Game Week where everybody's going to own Liverpool assets? Honestly, I couldn't care less about that. Couldn't care less. It's awful fixtures in Game Week 31. Awful. Free hit is a must for Game Week 31 after this is Jovial. After yesterday's FA Cup results, your thoughts? No, I think the fixtures are absolutely terrible for Game Week 31. Absolutely. I don't know if the game's actually, updated yet. It was very slow updating the game yesterday. Sai making the point, Sai Bellamy, this is, don't be stupid, everyone has 3 key Liverpool players, which one will everybody captain and easily create 11, yeah, exactly. Just 3 awful teams. Lewis, another differential, lads. Rodri always scores off set pieces and corners, and United and Arsenal are awful at defending set pieces. Only 5.5 and guaranteed starter. I'd rather get an attacking player. It's a good argument there, but I'd rather get an attacking player. I really would. Matt Henley, a hit and David Luiz are 2 things that do not go together. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Godwin making a point. Let's all captain Saka. You joke. I was seriously thinking in the car. You know what? I was actually seriously tempted. I was thinking this, right? Like the old classic line of Steve, go with your own advice. What's my advice? Saka's a good option. Always seems to play really well whenever he plays. Always seems to get into attacking positions. And you know what? I think that... why not? He's probably guaranteed to start versus West Ham and Man City. Could get an attacking return versus West Ham. Could even get a clean sheet. So what's that? 3? That's 9, 10. That's 11 points. Oh no, it's not, because he's a midfielder. He's classified as a midfielder. So what's that? 3, 6. That's 6 points. Maybe let's throw in a bonus point as well. That's 7 points. And that's 14 points if you double him as a captain. And then against City, a further 2 points. You know, you could be looking at 18 points from Saka alone. You could be looking at Saka alone. Ooh, we've got a person here, Sumit Gushan, saying that he's actually used his free... You're using your free hit for this particular game week. Henderson in goal. Defenders, Doherty, Soyuncu, Trent, Aurier. Saka, Mahrez. Sterling, captain. Pepe. And then Aubameyang, Aguero up front. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. I like it a lot. In the words of Dumb and Dumber. Oh, I like that. That is fantastic. Really do like the punts. I say punts. Sterling and Pepe could be someone I could bring in just for a laugh. How much is Sterling, by the way? Let's just quickly bring up the transfer screen here, because I just want to quickly see how much. I think he's like 11 points something, isn't he? I can't even do a straight swap if I wanted to get rid of KDB for Kevin De Bruyne. Let's just quickly get rid of him. And Sterling is 11.6, but Mahrez 8.4. So Mahrez, we looked at his form of late. It's been terrible. How did he do against Arsenal, just of interest? He played 20 minutes against Arsenal and he played 25 minutes versus United, but he got an assist versus United, so that's a total of 5 points. Leicester away, game week 27, he got an assist and 8 points total. Is Mahrez worth a punt? Is Mahrez the guy just to take a punt on and just stick the captaincy on? Kev making a point regarding Summit's free hit. The free hit's potential disaster though regarding rotation. Possibly. Yeah, Cameron. I've bought in Pepe to captain him. May as well. Had a shocking season anyway. Just having fun. Yeah. Disguise. Free hit for blank game week 31. Double game week 34. Double game week 37. I'm planning on actually using my wild card, get a load of double game week players in, and have 15 double game week players for whatever, double game week 37, 34, whatever. That's my personal plan. Not that I have any plans. To here, is Kevin De Bruyne injured? It looks like it, my friend. FPL Booner, Kevin De Bruyne should play at least one of the two. Really not worth binning. Hoard massively against Arsenal at the Emirates, remember, which is his second game. Yeah, that's very, very true, but you want to maximise the amount of points you want to get out of a player that could potentially play 2 games. And with everybody in the same boat, everybody's going to be doing exactly the same thing. I'd rather just get on the bandwagon and see what other people are doing. Lewis saying, I'm still captain in Salah. The double will see everyone towards the double gaming assets, and Salah will become more of a captain differential. No, that's true. That's true. Keo Bakyle, Stevo, you have to do Ings to Calvert-Lewin. No, not for now. Not for now. I won't be doing that. Not for this game week. Not particularly for this game week. Gavin Gould making a point. Mahrez worth a punt even if he plays nearly both games now. Yeah. Aussie boy. The season just gets better, doesn't it? No, exactly. Exactly. And you know what? I'd just get rid of him, Soyuncu, and bring in Otamendi. So a -4 to have Mahrez and Otamendi in my team for a punt for KDB and Soyuncu. And then I play Otamendi, Alexander-Arnold, Bowley, and then the 5 across midfield. Question is, who will I captain? That's the problem. I'd love, let's just say, for argument's sake again, Mane gets benched because he played the other day. Let's just say, for argument's sake, and I had Sterling. Whack him in. And I had that. I wouldn't do a -8. I'd just let's just save him. I wonder if I could. Oh, look at that! Cool. Look at that. For a -4. Once again, I'm only doing this stream for the purposes of the fact that everybody's going to be doing exactly the same as me. They're going to be wondering what on earth's going on. And if we're going on what FPL Boone has just said regarding you may as well keep Kevin De Bruyne just in case. Well, there's me keeping Kevin De Bruyne. 0.1 I've got left in the bank. I'd have Otamendi and Sterling if one of Mane or Salah doesn't play versus Bournemouth. And there is a chance. I doubt it. I think there's a 10 to 15%, between 10 and 20% chance of Mane or Salah not playing versus Bournemouth. It's a very small percentage, but it's certainly worth thinking about. And I think I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Here we are. Ozil talk coming from Daily Llama. Ozil. Good God. FPL Boona. Mane more likely not to play if anybody. Good move, Steve. My God, what time's it over there? This is from Antonio Rojas. Oh, good morning, Steve. Not good moves, thanks. What time's it over there? It's only 9:10. It's just 9:10 in the morning. It's 4 a.m. here. I think I'm now waking to hit the gym. I've only just been myself. I've just done some heavy squatting. Not exactly heavy for freaks of nature, but for me, heavy enough. Yeah, Lewis making the point. We'll get early team news on Liverpool, so hold your transfer, Steve. Absolutely. I think that's what it's going to be. Mr. Blue Nathan, it's a nice team if one of them don't play. Exactly. I really like that. For a -4, and I'd probably captain Sterling, just for a laugh. Like someone, I apologise, I forget who that was. Just for a laugh, because nothing at all. We got a runner, David Silva being overlooked. He is a big game player, scores when nobody expects, definitely better than Ozil. Are we going to be coming into the gym podcast, are we, Kev? Steve, what are you squatting? Well, let's just put it this way. This is the absolute truth. So I have internal injuries. So I had a hernia several years ago. I had to have that operated on. And basically years later, we're talking 5 or 6 years later to this day, due to my work, my actual job, which involves filling fruit and veg, which essentially involves heavy lifting constantly all day long, I get major problems with that area, and it constantly keeps playing off. And the problem for me is that if I go heavy, it really does mess down below. I did it the other day actually. So in answer to your question, I was doing 80 kilograms low bar squat. I'm getting into low bar squatting actually. I've just thanks to Jujimufu, if anybody watches him. And I'm not really a fan of Larry Wills anymore. Larry Wills, you've sold out, mate. But anyway, whatever. Larry Wills and Juju were making the point that if you do low bar squatting, essentially a low bar squat is, rather than having it sitting on the bar, sitting on your traps, it just sits just below where your traps start. Essentially, it just kind of resting on your shoulder girdle, so to speak, from behind. And they were saying how easier they're finding it to lift the weight on squats. So I thought, you know what? So I've been practicing over the last few days low bar squatting, just with the bar, just to see how it feels. And I just started with weight today. And does it feel any different? A bit. It's a bit uncomfortable getting it out. You've got to have some really good shoulder mobility. Thankfully, I've got that, and some good wrist mobility, which I have got. Like I say, I do work a lot on well, not a lot, but I do work on my stretching, my mobility work, to make sure that I'm able to essentially control the weight down. That's another thing as well regarding for me when it comes to squatting. I control the weight down. I'm doing like 3 seconds down, hold at the bottom, and then power up. So it's almost like a one, for anybody watching on screen right now, I'm just gesturing what I would do. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, hold at the bottom, and then power on the way up. And today I did let's just put it this way, Kev, or anybody that's listening that's like a gym goer, FPL Booner, for example, if you're interested in listening to this. So for me, over the last year, I've just started doing squats and deadlifts. So for the past, this is no joke, for the past 4 or 5 years, I have not been squatting, I have not been deadlifting whatsoever. And it's only been over the last year and a half that I've decided to get back into that. And let's just put it this way, this time last year, I was struggling doing 40 kilogram squats. It was horrific. Due to mobility issues, due to back issues, due to obviously internal issues. So because of that, I've had to rehabilitate myself, which I've done. I've now rehabilitated myself. I'm now doing correctional exercises. I'm making sure that I'm not doing stupid weight. I'm doing weights which are comfortable, and I'm making sure that I'm doing full range of motion. I don't care about weight. I really don't. All I care about is flaming, doing full range of motion, making sure I'm doing the exercise correctly, and that's how you grow quicker. And make sure you eat. I genuinely mean this. In my opinion, just eat enough food. If you want to grow, just eat food, but make sure you train hard as well, like I do. You know, I don't have a specific diet. I don't do any of this nutritional nonsense. I don't care about it. But what I do have is a relatively balanced diet in which I can eat what I want within reason. Do I have protein? Yes, after my gym session, of course. But reality is that I just like my fish and chips. I just like my fish and chips and my cheesecake. Although, to be fair, I've kind of stopped eating sugary stuff because basically one of my a tooth of mine like kind of crumbled away, like part of it. I was so angry, and I was just like, because basically this is ridiculous. This is going to be a bit of an eye opener. But I was eating like basically the equivalent of a bag of jelly beans a day, every 2 days. Which is ludicrous. And obviously my teeth suffered for it. Like I brushed my teeth twice a day. That's going to stop it. If you're eating sweets, the amount that I was consuming across a period of time, it's just absolutely ludicrous. And I paid the price, and I just thought, what the hell am I doing? So I basically just decided to stop eating sweets. When I say sweets, I mean like bags of sweets, stuff like that. And unfortunately I paid the price. So I was absolutely fuming about that. But for the past 3 weeks I haven't eaten any sweets, but I've had one cheesecake, which funny enough was yesterday. Actually, I actually ate a cheesecake yesterday. And yeah, but really my diet, right, this is no joke. My food intake is basically microwavable veg. So it'd be broccoli or the other microwavable veg, which comes with broccoli, carrots, and a run of beans or whatever, tins of tuna, porridge, that's it. That's all I eat. And of course the porridge is flavoured with Quaker oats, apple and blueberry. But that's it. That's all I eat at home. And then if I occasionally want fish and chips, which is on a semi-regular basis at the moment, I'll eat that. And I'll happily eat it. And if I go to a gig or if I go out for a walk like I did yesterday, I will be more than happy to buy McDonald's like I always do. Like I say, you get vouchers in the London Metro, and I just take them, $1.99 for a flaming cheeseburger and chips. Fine, brilliant. I always get 3 of them. But I don't actually eat the bread anymore. I've decided now that I don't actually eat the bread, so I just take the burger out, because it's just the meat that you want. It's not the burger. Oh, sorry, it's not the bread you want, it's the burger. So I've decided now just to take the burgers out the bun, throw the bread away, and I'll eat the burgers. And yeah, the chips. I'm not really a fan of the chips. I couldn't care less about them. So essentially, I'm just paying $1.99 to eat burgers. And I love Burger King again. Burger King is another thing as well. I just throw the bread away, really. I just eat the burgers, because that's the only thing that you want, really, is the meat side of it. But going back to FPL, I'm sorry, I've just I've been complete. Oh, by the way, Dre's Era. Can you name this band that I'm wearing? Can anybody on the screen, if you look at the screen right now, I'm modelling a band. That's the logo of the band. It's the name of the band. If anybody on there can name the band, you don't win a prize. It's just a congratulations to you. If you can name that band, Dre's Era, there's a chance you may be able to let me know. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Let's just quickly just see what people are saying in chat. But up on the screen right now is a team which I could do. I would probably. Do you know what? I'll say this now. If Mane or Salah are not playing versus Bournemouth, I reckon I'm going to do that -4. Why not? Why not? Big Macs. Who said that? Godwin. Now I'm craving a Big Mac. Get lost. Awful. I cannot I don't know why people like Big Macs. I think the way McDonald's make their Big Macs is like a little tiny burger. They just throw a ton of lettuce in. That's it. And just all it is just bread and lettuce with a bit of burger. And the only thing that's nice about Big Macs is it mayonnaise that they put with it? Other than that, I think Big Macs are disgusting. Well, there's your answer, Godwin. Oh yeah, and Joval, back to the fantasy stuff. Yes, I do Captain Sterling. But sorry, I didn't actually make the point, Kev. I was completely distracted. So yeah, I am regarding like the heavy lifting now with squats and deadlifting. I haven't done deadlifting for a while actually, because basically the reasoning why is because of my job, like I said, and I'm constantly lifting up. It's like let's just put it this way, doing the job that I do, it's like the equivalent of deadlifting for 9 hours or 7.5 hours if you take away break. It's like deadlifting continuously 20 kilograms every second. You times that across 7.5 hours, it will absolutely ruin you. And you throw on top of that the amount of walking that I do as well. Jesus, it's just basically like 7.5 hours. And by the time I get home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I just get to my bed, I'm just lying, I just basically pass out. I just want to sleep because I'm absolutely battered. So deadlifting I haven't been doing at the gym, but once again I'm very, very happy with the way my deadlifting was going. I got to 120? Yeah, so bearing in mind, like this time last year, give or take, I could barely deadlift. 60 kilograms was agony. Because I'm a lower, what I did, I had lower back issues. Basically, it was like, what's the word I'm looking for? It was sciatica, but it was, what's the word? Very small, I can't even think of the word, but basically it was a very small symptoms of sciatica. I have actually suffered from sciatica. And ironically, here we go, that was from deadlifting because of terrible form and just too heavy weight. And I actually, interestingly enough, how did I get that? Because I decided the day before I was going to do my personal training test, so the exam, I decided that I wanted to get a decent session at the gym, so I just did a load of heavy deadlifting, and I legitimately did my back in, did my sciatic nerve in, and I had to pull out of the the actual exam itself. Ridiculous. So 2 weeks later, or a week later, I can't remember now, but whatever, several days later, I had to redo the exam basically on my own. It was crazy, but I felt ironically, I felt less pressured. Yes, I passed, by the way. But anyway, that's a different podcast for a different day. I always keep promising to do these, Kev, like an insight into my world, and I think you'd actually find it quite fascinating. I've got so many like I said, FPL is just a bit of fun to me. It's just like a side thing. When it comes to what I actually enjoy, music is probably up there with my number one priority, along with the gym. Well, you know what I mean, the weightlifting stuff, and yeah, and interestingly enough, actually, let me just bring this point up. Actually, so someone during the Hangout live reaction to me was saying something about, oh, I wonder if Steve-O knows the results and everything, and someone said, yeah, I think he may have seen it. So trust me, I'm telling you now, right, when I say that I'm going to do something, i.e. I'm not going to find out the results, I don't want to know what the results are, because I'm going to do a live reaction stream at the end of the day, I'm going to be very busy doing X, Y and Z. I'm telling you now, I will not be finding out the results. I think it's unfair to you guys, and I think it's unfair to myself for spoiling it. What's the point? And I can't tell you how, for people that play this game or are addicted to, or just enjoy football full stop, it is very, very difficult to do that. If anybody, I've said this all along. I actually said this on a members only video because basically for trust purposes, and we can actually vet potential people, but I've offered out this. I've said if anybody wants to do a similar match of the day challenge, we're here. We're all open to flaming do it. You just come onto the Discord, you come live on air. But the problem with doing that is that I don't think that many people can do it. People from across the pond that can just go to sleep and then wake up, they could probably, like Kev for example, Harbour Boy, etc. They could probably do the match of the day challenge, because they just have to set their team up, go to bed, and then wake up 12 hours, whatever amount of time it is later, and then it would be kind of like 10 o'clock in the evening. I don't know the exact logistics, but I could do it then. But it's very, very difficult, especially when you do streaming, especially when you do this flaming FPL relatively seriously, and you enjoy football and stuff, and you want to know the results. It's very, very difficult. So I do find it quite insulting that people may think that I may potentially be lying, or maybe checking the results. No, trust me, I want to get off my chest. I do not cheat at this particular thing. A dread. What is this? Oh, someone asked, is that Paul E by any chance? That's asking what's going on. I'm assuming it is. Whoever it is, but Kev making the point here that we're talking basically, about McDonald's and gym. Oh, Paul Sweeney, we need to talk FPL because we need advice on major game week. If you come here for advice, mate, clear off. It's a waste of you. It's pointless you being here. Elite FPL isn't about giving advice. It's not about giving out tips. It's about a community that myself and Jason have built where we can all just have a conversation. That's why I find it such a struggle doing these streams sometimes, just interacting with the chat, because basically everybody here that's part of this community is basically talking with each other. But anyway, Stein making the point. Steve, is there any FPL content? Go back, basically. Just watch the stream at the start. Kev, that is absolute alien to me. I went to a night market and got a chicken and a lentil-filled roti and a mussel patty on Maori bread for all the Kiwis in. That is just completely gone over my head. Deadlifts are a big ego boost. I'm not interested in belts. In fact, interestingly enough, there's a few guys at my place of work that wear weightlifting belts because of the heavy lifting, etc. And guess what? Once they take it off, they hurt their backs. Why? Because their body adapts to being always secure, with a weight belt on. I don't want to be. I don't wear. In fact, it's another thing as well. I don't wear knee straps. I don't wear belts. I don't wear. My form of training, it may come as a shock to you, but I call it prisoner training. Prisoner training being that essentially with all prisoners they get an hour. What's the word I'm looking for? They get an hour. Let's just say break time throughout their day, give or take. And I used to study this a lot. Actually, I used to study prisoner training a lot, and it's what kind of got me into my philosophy now, which is just like, you don't, like, I listen to a podcast, Mind Pump, and all they talk about is, you know, the world we live in now. It's just like everybody seems to think that you've got to lift like an athlete. No, you're not an athlete. You're just a normal everyday person. And the problem is that people don't understand that. They don't understand that just enjoy the gym. If you want to grow a bicep, FPL Boona, if you want to grow a bicep, just get a dumbbell and curl it. It's not difficult. And once it gets a bit too difficult, you stop. You rest for a few seconds, a few minutes. You pick it up, do it again. Do a few sets of that. Done. Next exercise. And you just continue doing this throughout a session. And you do it within a certain period of time. Done. I understand fully there are reasonings to why you have to do a certain amount of sets, a certain amount of reps, a certain amount of this, that and the other. But we're all normal, just normal human beings. Unless you're an athlete or someone that specifically needs to do this from a professional standpoint, don't worry about it. If you want to do some chin-ups, don't do what some... nearly swore then, because this is a very passionate thing that I'm passionate about. Don't do what an influencer does, and that word just pisses me off anyway. Don't do what influencer says, yeah, you got to do 3 sets of 5 chin-ups and then just stop. That's how you're going to grow a back. Get stuffed. Just flaming do a load of chin-ups, stop, rest. Do another load of chin-ups, stop, rest. Do another load of chin-ups. If you can't do any more, you can't do any more. And then flaming get on some dumbbells and lift up some flaming dumbbells and grow your biceps. It drives me up the wall. Because that's the problem. I see at the gym every single day so many people training like some moron off Instagram. This is what they've told you to do and everything. And guess what? They get no results whatsoever. I see it all the time. It's so obvious that I see these kids, or even grown men for crying out loud, doing what some professional athlete has told them. And it's like, yeah, but that's what they do, because it's their sport. You know, it's perfectly fine, like for people like me that watch strongmen like Martin Lissis and Thor and occasionally Eddie Hall stuff, and mainly take some basic tips for what they say to do and everything. But the thing is that I've got my head screwed on. They're applying it to their own training, but if you've got a head screwed on, you can apply it to your own training. But the problem is people just seem to think, well, if he's doing a 100 kilogram bench press, why aren't I doing a 100 kilogram bench press? Because you're a 12 stone kid wet through. These are flaming 25 stone men, for crying out loud. Do you know how big a 25 stone man is? It is absolutely ginormous. And if you've ever met some of these guys, you will be made to feel like a child. Some of the freaks of nature that I see at the gym that I go to, and this is why I like to go to the gym that I go to, is because it's a lot of athletes go there, and you see some absolute jacked up freaks. And I look at them and I just look at me and I'm like, I'm aware like I'm a relatively big lad. I'm only like 15 and a half, maybe pushing 16 stone lad. I'm not that big. But you see some of them. I mean, funny enough, my housemate, he's a bit taller than me. He must be about 6'3", and he must weigh about 16 and a half stone. He is huge. I feel like a child standing next to him. And yet I'm only an inch shorter than him and probably a stone and a half lighter. He is a freak. And the thing is that when you see these people like influencers and everything, you don't understand how fake what they're doing is. What they do is just easy to them. You don't see their proper training sessions or anything like this. And This is my point. Like, I just find there are so many people that go to the gym that just don't enjoy the process. It's quite simple. If you want to lose weight, and this is the most basic terminology, if you want to lose weight, and you don't want to change your diet or anything, fair enough. Just get on a treadmill and run for an hour. I don't mean that literally, but you know what I mean. And just do a load of weight exercises, done. Yeah, obviously you've got to have the right diet and it will make the process a lot more quicker, but give or take, just become more active. It's not difficult. If you want to put on size, it's not difficult either. You just get a couple of dumbbells, do a few bicep curls, eat a load of food, and that's it. After a period of time, you're going to grow your biceps. It's simple. But people don't even do that. I don't even want to look at the chat anymore because I know everybody's going to get really, really annoyed. So do you know what? I'm going to call it a day. I'm sure we've left about 1,000 people have probably wondered what on earth we've been talking about today. Just go back. Just go back. I've been going on a lot longer than I expected. 50 minutes. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. But yeah, up on screen right now. Let's just quickly end it there. Let's just quickly end the stream there by just saying that if we're told that Salah or Mane have been benched, then I will be doing that move up on screen right now. And this is the team. In fact, blimey, there is Dre Zera. Morning, Dre Zera. How did your how did your thing go? Your what's it called? How did your music video go? Let us know. Let us know. So yeah, I will be doing a -4. And I like that. I like that up on screen now. I think I'll take the risk with Kevin De Bruyne. I think with what FPL Boone has said, you never know. He may just play one game. I may just take that risk. So if Salah and Mane are benched, I will probably just bring in Sterling. I'll probably captain him. And or maybe even Otamendi as captain just for a laugh. Because I only have 5 minutes left as a panic. So it'll be panic mode. 25. So FPL Rockstar if you're watching. I doubt it. Make sure that you get the team news out 25 minutes past 11. I'll get straight down to the locker room, find out what's going on, and then I will probably do those moves. I like it because it means that I get to get rid of Sciencio out my team. So yeah, that's very true, Mr. Blue Nathan. Now when I hear chips, I think of potato chips instead of FPL chips. Yeah, exactly. Good. It's good to hear Dre's there, and like I said, whenever it gets finished, make sure you post it into Discord. It'd be great to hear. Oh, we were talking about you, Dre's there. Can you quickly comment? Can you name that band? Can you name the band on my shirt? Let's find out if you can name it, because if you can, it'd be fantastic to hear what you're doing. I'm actually bruised a lot because I did a lot of oh, really? I'm actually bruised a lot because I did a lot of stunts, but well worth it. Oh, did he? Drezer, name him again. Quickly, Drezer, if you can just quickly name the band. And no, you're wrong. Is it Foscoven or Funeral Pyre? No. Here we are. It is a band called Traitors. So that is the band Traitors. And Drezer, I highly, highly, highly recommend you go check them out. In the words of Jamie Jaster, they are hard. Right then, folks. Once again, just to quickly end the stream, just to bring you the news from yesterday, what Guardiola said about Kevin De Bruyne, it's this. If I interact with the right one. Oh, I'm not even interacting with the right page. Kevin had a problem in his shoulder. He was not fit the last game. The last minutes, he fell down in a bad position and had a problem in his back. Don't know how long, hopefully not much. I don't know right now if he'll be fit for Sunday. So there we are, everybody. Here's the advice and tips. If you have come here for advice and tips, it's this. As Stein's, I think it was Stein, I can't remember now. Or Ray Joyce. If you've got your transfers free like I have, save them until the last moment is probably the best advice possible. That's all I will say. It's the best advice possible. And Dre Zera, make sure you listen to their latest album. I think it's from 2018 or 2019. I was just playing it just now. Let's just quickly put it up. Yeah, it's their Anger Issues, Dre Zera. So Anger Issues by Traitors. It was from 2018. Make sure you give that a listen. It's absolutely fantastic. And my goodness, were they absolutely superb the other day. They were absolutely amazing. You know when Dre Zera, you'll appreciate. Here we are. This is the death metal podcast now. You'll appreciate this, Dre Zera. You know when you go and watch a band that you don't really know, but you only really know bits and pieces of their song, but they perform that good live that you just have to mosh. And Traitors were so heavy when I saw them at the Underworld. I just had to grab I was on my own. I always go to the gigs on my own. No one anyway. But I just had to put my arms around two complete strangers next to me. And I was just like, come on, lads. We were just headbanging so hard. In fact, I was headbanging so hard that night to Brand of Sacrifice, Traitors and Enterprise Earth. I really did hurt my neck. I pulled something. It's all right now, but I'm still kind of recovering from it. So, and I also got really bad DOMS. DOMS, for anybody that doesn't know, is the gym terminology for delayed onset muscle soreness. And I got severe DOMS in my adductors. Oh, it was awful. I tried to do some squatting yesterday. I just couldn't. It was just awful. Right. Let's just get on with this, shall we? Let's just end the stream there. Cheers, everybody. See you later.